Hey guys, it's Misty, and I'm back with the Better World Books haul that I promised you. I know I've talked about Better World books before and how much I love them. They are my favorite bookseller. But in case you missed those videos or have forgotten, basically they sell and used books through them and through other sellers. The used books they gather through drives and they rescue from landfills. For every book that is bought, in the US at least, they donate another book to a nonprofit or a literacy campaign, as well as always donating part of their proceeds from here or worldwide to literacy campaigns around the world. They also offer free international shipping with no minimum order, and in the US at least, I don't know about the rest of the world, that shipping is carbon neutral. But basically, they're a great company. They're not a nonprofit. They are a for-profit business, but they are a for-profit business with a social agenda, and I really, really like that. It's not hard to convince me that I need to buy books from them, which is what they did on Cyber Monday. They were having a deal on all of their used books that ship from them, which is one that I've been waiting for. They've been doing a lot of sort of special selection used book sales where you have to sort of dig through the bargain bin or only pick from the books that they let you pick from. But in this case, it was any used book that ships from Better World Books, and I had a lot on my wish list, so I jumped on that one. I had been waiting for that deal. It was 30% off of the used prices, which was already pretty cheap, so most of these were around $2.50, right around there. I think the most I spent on a book was maybe $4, and they are all hardcover, so that's a win. Here's what I got. We the Drowned by Karsten Jensen. This is a book that popped up in Liz's book haul recently, Liz of Consumed by Books. And as Allison has the book too, Allison from The Allure of Books, they decided they're going to have a read-along for it in January. And though it's a chunker, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to read it for the read-along, I fell in love with the cover and remembered that our Goodreads friend Fiona had reviewed it and given it a really great review. So when I saw it on there, I snatched it up. Demonglass by Rachel Hawkins. This is the second book of the Hex Hall series. I have Hex Hall and have not read it, but I've heard such good things and had been keeping my eye out for this one for a while, so I figured I would go ahead and get it, and hopefully we'll read both of them soon. I know there is at least a third book, but I don't remember what it's called. Cate of the Lost Colony by Lisa Klein. This one got some pretty mixed reviews from my Goodreads friends, but there were enough good reviews that I was still looking forward to it. Partly I just really like this cover. It's very simple, but it just kind of grabs me. And it just sounded good. It's historical, so I figured why not. After Obsession by Carrie Jones and Stephen E. Weddle, I'm not sure. I know this got some pretty good reviews from a number of my friends. I know some didn't like it, but a lot of them did. I'm not gonna lie though, this was definitely a cover buy. I've had it on my wish list for a long time because of the cover. So I was kind of disappointed when I got it because, frankly, seeing it in person, it doesn't work as well as it did online, or at least I didn't notice online that she actually looks really sort of stumpy. She looks very compacted. If it wasn't compressed right or something, I'm really not sure. And very washed out as well. And I'm a little disappointed by that. I loved the sort of quirky style of it and the cropping and all that, but now that I'm seeing it in person, I'm a little disappointed. Throat by R.A. Nelson. I've been keeping an eye out for this one for a while because I read a really good review of it sometime back. I want to say it was from Rhiannon Hart. I'm not positive about that though, though I do know she likes R.A. Nelson. I really, really love the design of this cover. It's very simple but very memorable, and now that I'm seeing it, if you can ignore the sticker on the side, I really like how they did the spine. It's a lot thicker though than I realized it was. But I'm looking forward to it. Texas Gothic by Rosemary Clement Moore. I bought the Splendor Falls a while back, and though I haven't read it yet, I want to say it was Zoraida Cordova had commented and said that she was looking forward to that one because she had really liked this one, and since I had been wanting it anyway, just because I'm kind of half in love with this cover, that was really all the push I needed to go ahead and put it on the to-buy list, so I bought it. Liar's Moon by Elizabeth C. Bunce. This is the sequel to Star-Crossed, which I really, really liked and have been wanting this one. Actually almost pre-ordered it because I was so excited for it, but I just couldn't justify it to myself. I knew I wasn't going to have time, and I probably still don't, but I'm not going to lie, when this came, I almost picked it up and started reading it right then. Really looking forward to it. I definitely want to see what Digger has gotten herself into now. But at the same time, I'm hesitant to read it because the publisher has not picked up the third book in the series, and I've heard that this ends with a cliffhanger. So, I mean, I don't want to start it if I'm just going to be left hanging forever. I want to say it's Arthur A. Levine Books that publishes this, which is, I believe, a Bloomsbury imprint. So, I know there's like a Twitter petition, a twitition that you can sign, and I already have, but they might have to hear from me personally once I read this one, because, like, how can you not pick up the third book in a series? Like, especially, I don't know if it's a trilogy, but I think it is, so if that's the last in the series, especially if there's a cliffhanger in book 2, like, just give it to us, really? Beauty Queens by Libba Bray. After I finished up The Diviners and actually ended up liking it, I was a little less hesitant to buy Libba Bray and had heard really good things about this one. It sounds really different and really clever, and I have a number of people that have read it that I trust that really liked it, so I'm hoping I will too. But as I've said before, I was not a fan of the Gemma Doyle books, and I know plenty of people that loved those, so hopefully those were the fluke and not the Diviners. Either way, it was really super cheap. I love this cover. I think it's such a clever design, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. I've heard it's very quirky and intelligent, so hopefully it will win me over. And it's not as sickeningly long as most of her books are, so that's a good sign. Memento Nora by Angie Smybert. I have been wanting this ever since I read, I want to say it was Kristen's review from the Book Monsters. I think I might have even chatted with her about it, and she said that she thought I would like this, or I chatted with someone about it and they thought I would like it. And so I've been kind of wishlisting it ever since. I love this very sleek design. It's pretty thin, it's a very small book, so it just kind of wins overall, but sounds pretty cute and quick, and one to check off of the wish list. And lastly, The Demon's Lexicon by Sarah Reese Brennan. I had not intended to read this for a long time. I'm not a fan of the cover. I think it looks like what you would get if you were to take the most Fabio-looking romance cover and turn it into YA instead. It's very dreamy and broody, and it completely put me off. And it came out during this whole glut of books that were pretty similar, which, I mean, I guess there's always a glut of books that are like this. For whatever reason, I just kind of wrote it off. But then I started reading all of these really intelligent, thoughtful posts from Sarah Reese Brennan that kind of made me love her. And she has another book, I think it's called Unspoken, that is definitely on my wish list. So I figured I would go ahead and look at this, just kind of browse through on Goodreads and see. And all of my friends adored this, and people that I would have expected to really not like it if I wasn't gonna like it, raved about it. So I just had to give in and cave and decide that it might actually be the book for me and I should stop being a jerk. So we're gonna find out. And that was all for the second haul of December. I think I definitely got some good ones. Yeah, so there you go. That's all for me for now. Let me know what you think of the books, if you've read them or want to read them or whatever. But until next time, as always, happy reading!